Incoming. So we're basically escorting to a certain location and providing security 360 up until we get there. Once we get there, we're going to set security for them until they're ready to take over.
So the mission of the Seabees is to go where needed and provide construction support, whether that be wartime, peacetime, humanitarian efforts, anywhere around the world at any time.
We build houses, we build towers, we go in and refab like a hospital. I got to do a couple of those. We built some schools in Dominican Republic. So initially I just thought like, hey, I'm gonna just be swinging a hammer, but then I found out it was a much wider spectrum.
It's pretty remarkable being in such a unique field of the Navy, because there's so many times where I introduce myself to people and they ask me what I do and I tell them I'm in the Navy, and they always ask, well, are you on a ship? What ship are you on? And I'm like, no, I'm actually on the ground. I'm with the Seabees. And that's always the first question, what are the Seabees? And we are a fully functional construction force that can deploy anywhere in the world and provide support, take over units of land like how we are here in this field, and defend it. So we are a very unique force.
So we have a 12-month home port. In the middle of that 12 months, we have our field training exercise, which is what we're doing right now. And during FTX, that's where we're practicing our skills and capabilities, and we're being evaluated to get our certification for deployment.
Right now I'm building a hasty skirmish, one-man pit. So once I get this done, I can get him in the pit. I can start drawing up the range card and then teach him how to do it himself. We practice this, you know, because it can boil down to us having to do it for real. And like I say, I want to practice the way I'm gonna really do it in real life. So we do this, you know, based off, you know, everything we learn, we bring it all together, and just amplify it, implement it, and get it done. But I guess you could say the biggest reason we do this is because we Seabees, man. It's what we do. It's just what we do, man.
Being tested on indirect fire, small arms fire, sniper attacks, and how we defend against those. So we, as Seabees, we're not offensive units. We're all defensive.
What do we do up here? Thank you. That's okay.
You can walk. Get up.
There you go. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. I'm an instructor, so I teach these guys. We have squad leader class, crew serve weapons class, we have fire team leader class, and we also have convoy security. So all these classes that we teach the trainees how to do this prior to coming out to the field. So we almost mentally preparing them. So then once they do come out here, the things that we taught them are the same things that we grade them on. Those guys? Nope. Who they gonna blame? All right.
Either way.
So when I first joined, I would compare it to being, a day laborer on a construction site, swinging a hammer, doing this, doing that. But as a builder first class, you're more in that project supervisor role, making sure the project's getting done on time, tasking your crew leaders with their day-to-day tasking and making sure that they're carrying that out and making sure they're doing it properly.
There's all kinds of different jobs on effects, but generally you're going to see If you're an electrician, you're going to try to set up power for the camp and all the tents and make sure that everyone has, heating and cooling if possible. If you're security, you're going to be digging fighting positions or standing at the ECP trying to keep the camp safe, setting up concertina wire and HESCO barriers.
522, how copy?
I'm a squad leader for security. I'm in charge of the security up there at the ECP, ensuring all my guys know their jobs, personnel inspections, vehicle inspections, and I did stand ECP in Iraq and Afghanistan, so I do know that some of these skills we learn out here are very valuable.
It really varies on what your job is. Some people have a watch work rest rotation. Me on the project, I'm just going to have a long work rotation unless they want me to go stand some watches. So we'll wake up, we'll have breakfast, we'll go out to the site, and we'll just build until we don't have any light left or any material, or we get to a point where we're comfortable for the day.
In a few months we'll have our NIAX, which is our integrated exercise. So we'll be working with EOD, we'll be working with Coastal Riverine Squadron, and it's just one more step further, practicing our capabilities to work with other units. We also work with, we've got 19 Marines out here from the 8th Engineering Support Battalion.
Today we might be in Gulfport, Mississippi. Tomorrow we might be in the desert. We might be in Japan. We might be in Korea. We might be anywhere in the world. So we have to be prepared for whatever comes up.
Camp is absolutely horrible now. It's a slip and slide, basically. My daily routine right now is I have 8 hours of entry control point, sentry watch, which is just letting people in and out of the camp and being the first line of contact to anyone who wants to see the camp. And then from there I go 8 hours to pit watch, where I come to a pit and I watch a sector of the field, and then I go down for 8 hours for the day. So 8, 8, and 8. Getting in our pit earlier at midnight at 1 a.m. this morning, we didn't have steps. It was just literally just taking a step, sliding and catching the walls, going all the way down. And right here, Echo 4, I'm an Echo company for this VEX, so this will be my tent. So come on in. So this is my rack. I got my sleeping bag, my little pillow I bought here. I keep all my gear on the right where it's easily accessible, and I got my 2 bags here, my roller bags. On top of my bags, I got another bag with all my hygiene utensils in here. Got my canteen, which I take down there to clean out my razor, to shave my face. And then I got a towel there to wipe myself off when I'm done. Now the best part of the day, taking off your kit after a long day.
Coming out of high school, coming here, I didn't even know what the Seabees were a thing. So coming out here to an FTX, helmet and gun and vest, definitely a different experience than I actually thought I would be going into the Navy.
Yes, finally, after 16 hours of watch, I can finally go to sleep.
I'm from San Diego, so I never thought I would be outside sleeping in a tent or basically camping. This is definitely a different environment. It sucks to sleep in a tent, not be able to shower, not get hot meals every night. It's just like everything that you don't want to go wrong goes wrong.
Gotta take these back.
Take a look straight in the mirror. Take a look at myself. Rub these weary eyes. I can just stay in my bed. Get dressed, take a walk.
The unique thing about field life is probably just the overall atmosphere of it. Normally we work either in an office or on a construction site, but when you get out into the field like we are now, it brings out a different side of people. You definitely learn a lot more about your shipmates and about yourself living out in the rain all day where you can't just go in a building. Not everyone handles FEX and field life the same. Also, we really got to lean on each other, make sure that we get through this.
Over there. 11 o'clock, 11 to 10.
The field is designed by nature to stress you. It's not designed for you to be comfortable. We want to push you to the limit so that in a real world event, it would be second nature, like muscle memory. So it's designed to push you to the limit. So you're gonna be tired, you're gonna be drained, you're gonna have to deal with the elements. You may be wet, you may be cold, but with this situation, the unique situation that we're in right now, it pushes you to deal with those situations down the line. So when it does come up, you're like, oh, I know what that's like, that's cool. I got it.
Everyone's hurt out here. Everyone's in pain. Everyone's struggling, whether their shoulders are hurting because their kit's heavy, holding the rifle gets heavy after a while. So you're standing in such long watches, and it can be miserable conditions. At 1 a.m. today, it started pouring down rain on me and my pit mate, and we didn't even have our tarp up yet, so we had to get that up. And I'm drenched head to toe, and I'm just so pissed off at the time, and I just don't want to move. I'm just sitting there and bracing the suck. And I see my pitmate still moving, and he's still like grinding and getting the job done. And it's like, I totally respect that. I have to help you out now. Even though I feel horrible right now, I'm so angry. I'm not gonna let you do this by yourself. I'm gonna help you out. And I know if the tables were turned, he would be right there with me, and he would be helping me out too.
Your shipmates, they become your family, and you depend on them, you rely on them. But then you have your actual family who, you know, your kids or your husband or your wives or your mom and your dad, and they almost become your extended family. So you have to learn how to like mentally prepare yourself to be in that situation.
It's definitely a tough thing. You got to make sure that if you are married or something, that you have the right person that's with you, that's willing to be committed for that kind of thing. I'm married with a kid, so it's always an adventure for sure with that. Now that my son's 9, it's a little more tough.
There's definitely a lot of good, and there's quite a bit of bad. You just gotta wonder, you know, is it worth it? And for me, my family's taken care of, I'm taken care of. I have a lot of pride in what I do. Military service is a family tradition. I think when I retire from the Navy, what I'll take from it the most is I learned a lot about personal responsibility, integrity. I didn't always do the right thing before the Navy, and even when I was junior in the Navy. But I think I owe a lot of who I am now to what I've learned in the Seabees and in the military in general.
It's a lot of hard work, no doubt. If you're very hardworking, you like moving equipment and doing construction, that's all they do. So you would actually have fun doing it. You really would have fun doing it.
It's rewarding, it's hard. You'll be a part of the family. The best thing I can say about being a Seabee is I'm proud. And they will be proud too, because you can, I know I've sent things home and I'm like, Mom, look, I did this. And my mom like, wow, you did that? I'm like, yeah, I did that.